Hello everyone. From today we are starting with a new initiative, that is with the answer writing of ethics. So hereafter daily one question will be answered. We'll be understanding how to solve that question and the key term to be noted so that we will be able to implement the same in the exam hall in 2025 mains exams. Okay. So the first question here is, the good of individual is contained in the good of all. What do you understand by this statement? How can this principle be implemented in public life? So first you should understand the question. Good of individual, that means welfare of individual is contained. It is there in welfare of all. So that means welfare of individual is a small set. Welfare of everyone or welfare of society is universal. Okay, if welfare of everything is happened, welfare of individual obviously will happen. That is the meaning of it. Now the question is, what do you understand by this statement? First thing we should understand. We understood welfare of individual is within the welfare of all or welfare of society. So that is what we understood. We should explain that. How can this principle be implemented in public life? So in public life, how can we implement this? How can we focus more on societal good over individual good, and assuming individual good will be obviously there when there is a societal good, right? So with that we'll start. With this much of understanding the question, we can start with the answer. Okay, so introduction. As usual, the statement, the good of individual is contained in good of all, highlights interconnectedness. See, actually this is a key term. Interconnectedness of individual and collective well-being, right? So it is an interconnected thing. Individual and collective well-being. It suggests that an individual's welfare cannot be isolated from the well-being of the community, emphasizing that a prosperous society contributes to the prosperity of each member. So from introduction, what you understand is, for every, when there is a code given like this, we have to note down every key point and then we should note down synonymous to it. See, the good of individual, we can say prosperity of an individual, well-being of an individual, right? And good of all, well-being of a society, prosperity of a society. So that is same thing, right? Good of society. So contain, it is interconnected, interrelated, right? Those words we should be using in introduction to explain our understanding. Okay, synonyms, and with the synonyms we should be able to frame the introduction so that it will show we understood the statement. So here also they are saying good of individual or individual well-being is interconnected with the collective well-being. It can't be separated. So that means it suggests on prosperity of community, that is emphasizing prosperity of individual as well. So it is it can't be divided, like that the meaning comes. So first is done. Now comes the second heading, because they are directly asking what will you understand from the statement, right? So we'll explain what will we understand from the statement. We understood interconnectedness of a welfare. So when they are particularly asking what will you understand, again synonyms is what we should use. Interconnectedness of welfare. The welfare of individual is linked to societal well-being. A safe, equitable and prosperous society enables individual to thrive. Yes. Then we have collective responsibility. Each individual action should contribute positively to the community, recognizing that one's well-being is rooted in collective good. Again the same point, but here comes collective responsibility point. And then we also hope for the societal harmony, that will be giving individual harmony ultimately. So that point also should be mentioned. First is interconnected welfare. What is welfare? Societal harmony. How it will be obtained? By collective responsibility. This is the understanding statement. Okay. So next comes inclusive governance and policies. Because they asked us how will you use in public life. Public life means you are being a public servant, right? So how can you use? We can go for inclusive governance. Inclusive governance. Yes. That is formulate policies that prioritize the welfare of all, such as universal healthcare and education. What are such schemes we have? Ayushman Bharat, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyana, that we can mention. So they have mentioned Ayushman Bharat for healthcare. So that is the thing. Inclusive governance is what we can use, welfare of everyone. Then participatory decision making. So because it is societal welfare, everyone should be included. Encouraging public participation in governance fosters a sense of ownership and trust. Tools like Grama Sabha in village and public consultations ensure the decision reflects the collective will, leading to better community outcomes. Okay, these are some of the things. Second point. Third point is we can use ethical leadership. Right, ethical leadership and public service. So first thing, inclusive development, participatory decision making, and ethical leadership also can be used from this statement. Leaders must prioritize public welfare. Why they said ethical leadership? Prioritizing the public welfare over personal gains. So that's where comes reducing corruption, increasing accountability and transparency, right? So ethical leadership and public service. In public life, for serving we should use it. So values like integrity, empathy, transparency, ethical leadership, trust and motivates others to act for a common good. So if we are being integrate, empathetic and transparent, it also encourages other people to follow the same. So we should use ethical leadership and public service motive, right? Then social justice and equity. Where can we use this code? In providing social justice and equity, so that we get a social harmony, and individual harmony will be contained in the social harmony, right? So social justice and equity. So if you can't remember any point, then whenever they talk about public domain or public service, what you can do is remember at least preamble. We know, right? Equity, justice, then providing opportunity, that is only inclusivity, right? We are providing inclusivity, and also we have participatory decision making, liberty and all. Okay, that points you can use equity, justice and all. The same thing, social justice and equity. Enforce laws and create framework that protect vulnerable groups and promote equal opportunities. For instance, reservation policies in India help to uplift the disadvantaged communities, ensuring balanced societal growth. We want a balanced societal growth. If you want, you can also use sustainable development policies. That is also for including society, including environment also. It is one more broader step. Along with inclusivity, you can also use sustainability, sustainable development, social justice and equity, ethical leadership, public service. These things you can be using. Okay. In conclusion, we will conclude that we understood thoroughly and we answered the question. That's how we should conclude. If you know any committee names or any report, you can also mention those. The principle that the good of individual is contained in good of all implied that individual welfare is tied to collective progress. In public life, this can be achieved through inclusive governance, participatory decision making, ethical leadership, social justice, ensuring a harmonious, prosperous society where every individual thrives. So what kind of society we are expecting? Prosperous and harmonious society, peaceful society. Those points has to be mentioned. So these are the key terms to be learned from this question, and we'll make sure we are using the similar words in upcoming questions as well on daily basis. This is all for today. Have a good day.